Hello everyone and welcome to another Farming Simulator 22 tutorial video. So the second one in a series of FS22 comparison videos. Now, this video will introduce you to the lime spreaders and fertilizing machines available in the shop, along with the beginning orientation to soil care in FS22. So this first lime spreader is the Brettel K105. You can see that, I want to hop in, you can see that we have it all the way full here. So this machine is the smaller of the two machines that are available for purchase or lease from the shop. So let's hop in here and get her started. Well, actually, let's take a look at this field first. So you can see that it has not been fertilized, and the field info box on the bottom right states that the field needs lime by the needs lime sign in the blue letters here. So let's get started on it. So the two spreaders have the exact same width for spreading. See, the main difference is the size of the tank, so how much you can actually hold. So the K105 holds 9,000 liters of lime, and I'll turn it on so you can see the spread area here. Which this spread area is actually pretty decent. So we're still working with the Fendt 1050 tractor that is effortlessly pulling this spreader at about 11 miles an hour consistently. And I think we'll just park it right here. So let's move on to the other lime spreader. So this is the Brettel K165. So some specs, same specs as the other spreader with the larger holding tank. It holds 15,600 liters of lime. You see that and you'll see here in just a second, the coverage area is the same as the previous one, and the operational speed is going to be the same as well, roughly around 11 miles per hour. And so these fields will run through some lime, depending on the size of the field. So you may end up running more than one trip to fill up the smaller trailer if you choose to use that one. This one, on the other hand, since it's almost double the size of the previous one, may run through just about any field that you've got, unless you have some massive field that you've made yourself. But I'm going to go ahead and move these and then finish off this field. So I like to lay down the lime first, so when I spread the fertilizer, it's easier to see what has been covered and what hasn't. So I'm going to hook this up, finish it off, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, we're just about done with this field here. I want to show you guys how much lime we've got left. Nope, I missed a couple spots there. It's alright, I'll just go over it real quick. So we're sitting at about 333 liters left out of a 9,000 liter hopper. So that's probably just about enough to cover up these little spots that I missed. So and this field took the whole 9,000 liters that we had in the spreader, plus what we used in that demo run of the other spreader. So luckily we don't have to spread lime every single planting season, or else, I mean, the lime itself is pretty expensive. So I mean, if we had to spread lime after every harvest, that would probably break the bank. Welcome back. So we're done with the lime, so you can see that the needs lime message in the field info box is gone. So let's start with the fertilizer sprayers. So this one is a Hardy Mega 1200L. So this is a pull behind sprayer. The shop does offer an additional tank that could be mounted on the front of the tractor for additional volume. And you see it actually laying in front of this tractor here. I am playing again on PC, so I just press the Q button to attach this to this sprayer. And when I mount it, you can see that it shot up to 2,700 liters, which is almost double the capacity of the Mega, or more than double the capacity of the Mega 1200 itself. Now, this is a fertilizer sprayer that I suggest using unless you don't know what to do with your money anymore and you're just trying to upgrade all of your equipment. But if you haven't used one of these sprayers yet, before you extend it, make sure you're aware of your surroundings, because these things extend pretty far out. So I think I've given us enough room on this one, so we don't really hit anything. And, let's turn it on and get started. So in this section we covered quite a bit of an area, but didn't really use that much fertilizer. So it looks like about less than 20 liters, I think. So what's in this tank right here is probably enough for the entire field. So keep in mind, though, it does fertilize at 50%. So if you want to better those numbers, you can plant your crop, then wait until it reaches the first stage of growth. This is where the tops are sprouting out of the dirt, and then spray again. Now another way to better those numbers is to use a different fertilizer, such as like manure or silage, but we'll have to cover that in a different video. So this next machine is the Hardy Navigator 4000 Delta Force. So it's another liquid pull-behind fertilizer, so it's also compatible with the spare liquid fertilizing tank. So this holds about 4,000 liters of fertilizer, and it's got some excellent width. It is sitting at 27 meters and has about the same operational speed as the previous one, sitting at in between 7 and 8 miles an hour. And here you can just really see how much area both of these machines cover. Alright, so this next one is the Hardy Commander 4500 Delta Force. It holds 4,500 liters. And let's go ahead and open this sprayer up. And as we're opening it up, you can just really see how massive this sprayer is. And these machines just really are just monstrous. And for how big these machines are, they don't really use a lot of fertilizer as they're running through these fields, so they're pretty efficient. But this has a 33-meter span and also runs at about 7 miles an hour consistently. It's a pretty decent width. So this next one holds 5,200 liters, and we may actually have to give this a little bit more room here, so we don't run into this other one. I think that's probably good. Alright. So this spans 33 meters and covers a pretty wide area from this Hardy Eon 5200 Delta Force. And out of the pull-behinds, this is probably the widest one we've got here. Now there is one more foldable fertilizer that I want to show you. Now these have all been liquid fertilizers, by the way. So these folding style fertilizers are easy to gauge what's getting covered before you pass by the area. But it's kind of inconvenient when you're trying to turn around like trees, when there are trees near your field, or other equipment parked on the edge of your field, kind of like what you see here. but they're still very effective. So this Birthdown Vantage 4300 holds 4,300 liters of fertilizer and is sitting at a 33-meter span, and also runs at about 7 miles an hour, and it's very effective and doesn't really waste a lot of fertilizer, just like all the other ones that we've seen. But this concludes all of our liquid fertilizers. And so let's move on to a solid fertilizer. So FS22 only offers 4 different solid fertilizers, and they all pretty much function the same. The only difference is the amount of fertilizer that they hold. So this one holds 3,200 liters, and the solid fertilizer, they spread at a much wider area than the fold-out style. So it's sitting at 42 meters compared to the 33-meter foldable kind, but you know, it also goes through a lot of fertilizer at once. So this makes it just really a lot easier to waste fertilizer on accident than its clunkier counterparts. So this next machine, though, we used earlier for the lime spreading. So the area of coverage is a lot smaller, than all the other ones, but it still does a really good job at holding a decent volume of fertilizer, and it's sitting at about 14,000 liters of fertilizer, which but this one does not offer you the ability to select the width of coverage like the other ones do, and the same thing I could say about its larger sibling spreader. You can only spray the this amount right here. You can't make it smaller. But so this last spreader that I'm going to show you holds 1,000 liters and covers 42 meters. So if you want to change the width of coverage, like on PC, as you can see here on the top left corner, you can just hold down Control, which I'll show you right now, and press the Z key, and you can change the width sizes. So if you're like working with a smaller field and you don't want to waste your fertilizer as you're going through here, just you can change them just like that, from biggest to smallest, and go through your field that way. So now let's move on to these driven style fertilizers, and these are just giants. Now we're going to start with the Hardy Rubicon 9000. So as the name states, it holds 9,000 liters of fertilizer, or herbicide if you decide to use that. So this is actually the largest machine, fertilizer sprayer in the game. So this massive size, though, comes with a huge price tag. So this machine does spray from the front as opposed to the back like the rest of the machines. But just look at this massive width. Sitting at 48.5 meters wide. It is just a giant. Now with these driven sprayers, you have an option to change the steering on it. So you can change it from steering with the front axle to steering with both axles. So on PC, if you just hold Control and press Y, you'll toggle one or the other. And actually, on here it's called toggle steering mode, all-wheel steering. So it helps when you're trying to get by tight spaces and turning, by trees or machinery or whatever you've got going on in your fields. But if you leave it toggled with the all-wheel steering and you're trying to drive, it can be very disorienting, as I'm not used to the all-wheel steering while I'm driving down a road. So yeah, the first time I drove it, it was pretty disorienting. Alright, so let's go on to this last sprayer, which is the Berthand Bruin 4200. So this, like the name implies, holds 4,200 liters of fertilizer, or whatever you choose to use it for, and it also offers an adjustable width, as well as the front wheel and all-wheel steering, just like the other one, but it sprays from the rear of the vehicle, like all the other machines do, which you'll see here as we unfold it. And as we're opening this up, take a look at these wheels, how wide they are. So it looks pretty stable. So, you know, if you wanted to, you know, spray on grading up the side of like a hill or a mountain, I'm sure this can handle it just fine. But still massive. I mean, like almost half the field's covered, but just with one pass. But yeah, alright, so this concludes all of our sprayers here for FS22, so I hope you guys found this video educational as well as entertaining. And if you did, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any videos coming out. So that's it for this video. See you all on the next one. This has been your host, Marauder, signing off.